So if you've ever been looking around a large mod website or been playing a Minecraft mod pack, you've probably seen Young's Better something or other. Now he has a lot of mods that are going on. He has a bunch of better structures and he has a mod for each of them. And today we're going to be going over every single one that he has, starting in alphabetical order with the Desert Temple and making our way down to the last one, which is probably going to be pretty cool. But with that, let's start off with our first one, Young's Better Desert Temple. And yes, I'm going to skip Young's API for this one because, you know, it's just an API mod, it doesn't actually add anything. But with that, let's go check out the Desert Temple. So here's the Desert Temple, and the first thing that is different from vanilla is it's a lot bigger, like way bigger, as you can see. Like, this thing is huge, and it is much taller than the vanilla temples, and also has this little hole in the top. But let's check out what it looks like on the inside. So instead of being able just to walk right in, you're gonna have to dig your way in with this one, like kind of just mine down in this area. And you can see there's a lot going on in this one. It's a pretty big structure. In fact, they all are pretty big structures. We have like these things, a lot of different game type things, and we still have the same like treasure rooms. This one's actually 2 rooms down instead of 1. We have like this middle room that has a little bit of stuff in it, and then we have the treasure room with 9 pressure plates. For extra difficulty, I assume it's 9 TNT, because, you know, why would it change that? If it was more, it wouldn't be worth it. But yep, they're all hooked up to TNT, and it does look like there is, in fact, a 9 there. So yeah, that's Young's Better Desert Temple. Now let's move on to the next one. So the next one we have is called Young's Better Dungeons, and that's 1 spawner there, and there's like chests, but I'll give you a hint, that's not the first spawner, so let's have a spawner count up on screen. So as you can see, these are way bigger than vanilla spawners, and these dungeons have a lot of stuff going on with them. They have these maze wall hallway type things, and these sometimes have chests, which that's a diamond axe. That's pretty dang good loot. And there's a bunch of spawners. There's number 3 and number 4, 5, 6, which is absolutely crazy. There's more chests. Let's see, that one's pretty decent. That's density 5. Okay, that's pretty impressive. We have like more stuff. Curse of Vanishing. There's another enchanted book there. But you get the point. These are big, and then they have a lot of loot and skeletons with iron swords. Okay, that's not what skeletons are supposed to have. But there's another spawner added to the total, so you get the point. These have a lot of spawners, lots of loot, skeletons with iron swords, and are pretty cool. But that's about it for Young's Better Dungeons. Here's another cool room I found with a lot of skeleton skulls. But now let's move on to the next mod, which is in a completely different dimension. So this is Young's Better End Island, and as you can tell, it revamps the End Island from the starting platform, which you can kind of see there, to the towers to the end fight. You may notice that the dragon's not spawned yet, and it spawns when you get close to this like center castle type thing, as you can see. It has a whole spawning animation with the towers, as you can see, with them changing as the stuff activates, as you can see. Like when that one activates, it's now crooked, it separates a little bit, which is super cool. The end fight's pretty normal, it's not that much different from the vanilla fight. You kill the dragon, and then the portal will open up beneath the temple. So let's just get the dragon killed real quick. Then you have this, which is the outer island's portal, and then you just have the portal open up right here in the middle down there with the dragon egg. So that's Young's Better End mod. Now let's move on to the next one. So the next one that we have is called Young's Better Jungle Temples, and this one's pretty cool, as the jungle temples in vanilla Minecraft are pretty boring and don't have a lot going on. So with the top floor, we're just going to kind of make our way down. We have like this area with a bed, a chest, and it's just a pretty dark area. There's not a lot going on up here, but there's a lot more when you start going down. We got like dispensers as decoration. They're not as traps, which I would expect from this certain thing, and with this one, it looks like if you step on the wrong pressure plate, you get shot with flaming poison arrows, which is not fun. We have a combination lock, a deep slay derpstone pit, and we have more layers down, and then we have just some stuff over here. We have a barrel with some like okay loot, and then we have this area, and then finally the cherry room, which seems to, if you open that, give you great loot. And also, that's poison, so you may want to be a bit prepared. And it looks like that one's actually behind some sort of vault door that you got to figure out how to open. So yeah, that is Young's Better Jungle Temple. Now let's move on to the next structure. So our next structure is the nether fortresses, and these ones look like a fortress, which is way more fortressy than the vanilla structures. I like how they use the red nether bricks way more than vanilla too, and it is so cool because like the railings are better and it's a lot more expansive, and then there's a lot more little mini structure type things. As you can see, that's a blaze spawner. A lot of them are destroyed, so it's actually hard to find blazes. This structure, I checked around before filming, doesn't actually have a singular working blaze spawner, so which encourages more exploration. They have these massive castle areas, which look super duper cool, as you can see with like these door things. They sadly are not piston doors, but whatever. And as you can see, they're thin, so definitely not piston door, guarantee it. And they look super cool. There's like these massive castles with like a bunch of barrels with stuff, and then there's like rooms with like dining rooms, I assume, or like a meeting room. They look super duper cool. They also have these top things, and yeah, that's not it. They actually have another secret thing, which is when you go down, there's also one ancient debris, and inside of that super large structure you can find this massive staircase, which goes to an entire underground trail network slash tunnel network in it. As you can see, there's a bunch of different like houses and rooms under the lava, which is so freaking cool that they're all there. But those are all the stuff for the nether fortresses. Here's a working blaze spawner, but now let's move on to the next and final structure that I'll be doing today. And the last one that I'm going to be doing today is the ocean monuments, and now they're way bigger than the vanilla ocean monuments. And when I say that, I mean it. They're way bigger. Like, holy cow, this is a big structure. They have these massive arches everywhere, which is super cool in comparison to the itty bitty ones. And then with these staircases, it's obvious that they're supposed to be a underwater temple that was once over water, with these balconies and staircases and that kind of thing. And they're super cool with like the massive rooms and still having kelp in here, and it doesn't look cramped. If I can stop swimming and see, yeah, staircase, boom, super cool with like the lighting fixtures with the sea lanterns. And then they have all these like hallways, which are still huge, and all these rooms. And then they have this one massive central room, which we'll go look at in a second. And then I have this room. There is supposed to be a trident here, but I accidentally picked it up earlier, so whoops, that's my bad. And then up here we have the central room, which has a conduit spawning thingamajiggy. I'm not sure. I don't know if a conduit will work in here, but it's obviously supposed to show the player how you're supposed to use a conduit, since as with most things Minecraft, your player does not give directions on how to do a lot of things, like building another portal. Before the ancient ruined nether portal was a structure, you had no idea how to build another portal unless someone told you. So yeah, it shows you how to make a conduit, which is super cool. And I think conduits are not very useful, but it's still a cool feature nonetheless, because it is an ocean monument. It'll also demonstrate how conduits can also damage drones, guardians and elder guardians. So yeah, with that, that's about it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, thanks so much for watching to the end. I know this is a long one. You guys can join my channel at the link below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Also join my Discord, also linked below. Goodbye.